Friends, it says, welcome to the top. We offer memory insurance. I took out a little bit for the fun times Ober Gatlinburg. It's weird that they don't know how to spell over, though. Anybody catch that? A little bit of heaven. So they have a bluegrass band up there. The next show was at 3:30. It must be 3:30 now. Power up.
Here's one called Old Joe Clark.
So have you ever wondered why they call it the Smoky Mountains? That right there is why.
I feel like we did better with Teddy. But I think the defensive thing.
Most Louisiana fans, they do wear their colors. Right y'all the back there, where y'all from?
So one little note is if you get hot chocolate, stir it up. See all that chocolate in the bottom? We got her stopped.
I haven't paid for it. Yeah, it's a contest. You get a free iPhone 11.
How I was going to swing that kind of deal. She knows I can't afford it, and I'm too scared to steal.
No, you don't know. Because this is my
It's not too cold or too windy up here. I don't know how you can tell. It's a long ways down there.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. They're talking on the radio.
67.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not kidding. And we walk here. All right, next.
Okay.
Walk here. Yeah.
Stand in the square.
Yep. All right.
You just don't be one.
What is this? Oh, you can't have camera shield.
I don't know what we're going to do. I reckon I'll have to stay up here.
You know, the reason why I don't have a camera, I don't want you tripping forward with your shoes on top.
I know it. No laces. I know there's no laces.
Everyone clear?
What are they stopping for? What's going on?
Everyone clear?
Wheelchair. Wheelchair.
Oh, wheelchair.
Yeah, we are the actually only one in Tennessee where let wheelchairs get on. Really? Which I let everybody ride.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you act stupid,
Well, yeah.
but we try to get
There is that. All right.
and sit.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, friends. Here we go.
Okay, folks, your picture is next. Look straight ahead, give us a smile, wave, pose,
He said the reason that they stop it is wheelchair. This is the only lift in Gatlinburg that will allow people in wheelchairs to ride. Well, look how steep that is. It says or kiss. I always thought she was saying work it. Or kiss, y'all. Or kiss. I just wish it was a little steeper. Just a little bit. It's Gatlinburg out there. Hey there, how y'all? Great. This one looks like it's going to fall over. Oh. It does sound like she's saying work it. Work it. That is the lines for the giant cable car. They call it tram. It goes from here and it goes over down into Gatlinburg. That's the giant one that I showed you from the other side. And like I say, I've rode it before, but man, when I say it's high up, it's high up there. I'd say 700 or 800 feet at its highest point. And it carries 120 people. And of course they don't have that many people in it. I've never seen that many in it at one time, but I don't know, I'm just not comfortable in that thing. I hear something stirring around in the woods. Is that a bear? I hear it over here. It's getting closer. I see a squirrel down there. They do let wheelchair people ride, handicapped people. Do let handicapped people ride. Hello. That didn't sound too good. Hello.
They grew back so. Stream.
See. Do not bump. Do not stop on track.
It gets a lot smoother
Slow.
right here. What? It's a lot smoother right here.
But then it starts getting really steep.
Yeah.
Almost like you feel like you're going to fall backwards out of your car. I shouldn't scare the kids, but if I don't do it, who's going to do it, right?
The toucan.
Friends, I got to hightail it back to Knoxville. We're going back to Nashville tonight, and I got to work in the morning. So I got to get on. Taking that piece of equipment up there. Look how steep that is. Temperature's dropping. It's getting a lot colder. Wow, we're bouncing, look. The car's bouncing pretty good. They're bouncing. Hey there. You like that bounce?
Doesn't like bounce.
Yeah, me neither.
What'd you see in the woods? Anything?
No, it sounded like something big, but I never could see what it was.
We're looking for.
Yeah, I saw one earlier today, but not here. And this stuff is put here, friends, when they're skiing, so they don't, if you run into this thing, you don't get killed. Which, this is all ski slope stuff. Very soon it will be. Pretty good bounce. This thing stops. That's a snow maker right there. That's a polecat's what they call that. The old polecat. This one is 4 wide. Those are snow makers too, right here. They can put out. Just put hoses to it and it makes snow. Got a big system here to be able to make snow for sure. This old crows right there, it's just no medicine show. Friends, this is what they're talking about when they're talking about you've got to raise the bar.
Go ahead and raise your bar, sir.
Yes, sir.
At this yellow line, exit quickly to the right.
Right.
I hope you got some good pictures.
I did. It was really cool. Appreciate it.
When I work up there, well, no, let me take that back. I never have my phone on me. But if I did, I'd have all kinds of good pictures.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how they ended up in my phone. And I'm originally from Texas. I keep sending the pictures back there, and they're just flat.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, you work there? I'm like, yeah, it's not the best pay, but you meet a lot of cool people, and the view, you can never beat the view.
Yeah, it's amazing. Beautiful.
A little cooler up there, but it's worth it.
Yes, sir. I'm going to run for my life here. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir, you too. So there you have it, friends. Ober Gatlinburg, and daggone it, they have spelled it wrong everywhere I go, but it's still Ober Gatlinburg.
Well, yeah. They keep on down. No.
Oh, there's bears right here. Wow. I know they had that here. They got bears.
I know.
I didn't know they had bears here. I don't know. A lot of bears. And we're barely far from them. Get ready to go. A lot of people got on that car. Who's calling? Hello? She is. Once it goes, it goes. It's zipping. So friends, you can see that a lot of the people are gone now, but it's still quite busy. This is the third parking lot, and he told me it's not even crazy right now. He said at Christmas, it gets real crazy. So it was a fun time, not too cold. I actually will tell you a quick story, and we'll end this. I went skiing my very first time snow skiing there. Thought it was great. In fact, I wanted to show you, I may be able to come up with the footage from that day. It was great. I had an awesome time. First time snow skiing, the snow was like powder. It was really soft. I really enjoyed it. And I decided, hey, I'm a snow skier. I'm gonna go back. That was on, we went during the daytime. It was kind of sunny out, but it was just good, all around good snow skiing weather. Went back on a Sunday night by myself. I was gonna go ski. And man, the snow was hard as ice. And when I fell, it hurt so bad. I didn't stay long. And it taught me that the first time tricked me. It made me think that it was always like that. And in fact, it is not. I still would like to snow ski, but man, I don't like to fall. I don't like that feeling. And when you start getting older, when you fall, you don't recover like you recover when you're younger. So I had to be careful. But that's my first snow skiing at Ober Gatlinburg. And I know Elvis liked to snow ski in Denver. And it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it. But I don't do well stopping. And you got to stop. Thank you so much for watching. I tightened up and went to Ober Gatlinburg. I don't know why they spell it with the B.
Key position, lean forward. There you go, come on. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Wedge.
You okay?
So friends, that was Caroline and I in 2014 at Ober Gatlinburg, and we were taking skiing lessons. That was the day I was talking about where it was just powder. This is Lori and I up in the restaurant up top, and Lori and I outside. It was just a beautiful day. I really enjoyed it. We dropped her back off at her sorority house. She was in the sorority, and what's funny is that's 5 years ago. She's now married with child. So here we are. We're going to go back down the hill. And the Jeeps are built to climb up and down. So this thing has a great descension gear or descending gear where it kind of holds you back as you're going down. It does a great job for stuff like that. There's always one bozo. You see that one up there holding everybody else up. So to get out of here, I am not going to go back through Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg because the traffic is just insanity right now. So I'm going to go a little bit out of my way through the parkway. But it'll still be faster getting back. I won't be sitting still. We did not get to go to the new swinging bridge, which is up there. This is a gang in Gatlinburg, friends. This is the wire the tram is on. You can see the two of them, and you can see both of them are turning. So the trams are moving, for sure. And the problem up here when you're coming down the mountain is everybody trying to turn left to go into town. I'm not going into town. I'm turning right and going around. But wow, look at this. As you can see up there, everybody's trying to go left. Therein lies the issue. That light up there didn't change, the one back here did, so there's nowhere for anybody to go. Some people are going left right here. I gotta go right. But boy, it's taking forever to get there. Looks like I may have a chance here. What does this sign say? Parking full at Ober Gatlinburg, which is not true. We just left and you saw that parking was indeed not full. All right, so I'm gonna show you a trick. When you leave here, if you're going back to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, you can go to your right here, the first light, instead of going down to the second light. This is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Go right here, And what you're avoiding is that craziness right there. Look at this line. Now, if you want to go back to the city, to the other side of Gatlinburg and come out at Pigeon Forge and bypass Gatlinburg downtown, if you will, this is how you do it. You come right down here. Look at that line. That's insanity right there is what that is, friends. Of course, this is Friday night. But wow, I'm glad I'm not involved in that. I'm going the other way. Look at that. It's beautiful down here. So right here, it says Pigeon Forge Vibe Bypass. So that's how you bypass Pigeon Forge if you're leaving that area. We're going this way. That's pretty cool. You don't see that every day.
I got you. Great, chill out.
You guys just be careful.
You can't come back.
Don't chase them, guys.
We're not chasing a bear.
We're not. We will. That's a great. Walk behind a tree and we'll come back out around a second.
He's right there looking up. That's pretty cool to catch him crossing the street.
Crossing the street?
Yeah, he just crossed from, he jumped down and ran right across.
Oh.
Yeah. He wasn't giant, but he wasn't a baby either. But I got him crossing on camera, which is what I wanted, so it's perfect. I am heading back to Pigeon Forge, but you see we're moving now. Look over there. They're moving, but wow, there's a bunch of them.
We just bouncing everywhere. Don't be trying to kiss him now.
These people get on this thing and it slingshots them. They get on this thing and it swings them around like a pendulum. It's pretty crazy. And these people are not forced to get on this. This is not a punishment. They're doing this on purpose. Looks like they had a fun time, but I'd have been terrified. Here's the slingshot. It's coming up next. This is pretty wild how this thing works. Check this out. So they were playing background music, Every Breath You Take, the Police, and I know that if I put that on there, YouTube is going to kick it back or give me a problem with it. So I cut that out, but I left the screaming in, and this is a young lady and a young man that are going to get in this slingshot. And when they start putting pressure on this thing, I didn't notice it when I was filming this thing, but later I went over and looked at how it was made. So I'm actually telling you this after the fact. Once they lock them in this thing and they start putting pressure on it, I want you to look over the guy where he's at on the left-hand side. I want you to look over his shoulder, and you'll see that box that has the springs in it. You'll see them right now. They're getting ready to start putting pressure on this thing and lifting it up. So you see those springs stretching. Watch them right here. You're going to hear her scream. And you see those springs all the way to the top. And then they let them go. See how stretched they are? So you can see they are really up there. And the cables are not stretching. It's the springs that are springing them up and down. So you see the springs are being let down now by that hydraulic cylinder. You see how small they are? And then it pulls the springs down. And now we're going to go back around to the other side. And as that comes down, you'll see, I'm going to back out with the camera and you'll see that the chair is coming down. So as they let that down, the chair comes down along with it. And so we'll go back around to the other side. They're going to lock them in right here, and I'm going to go look at the mechanism from the back side. We're going to get close to it. And you look right here, you see there's a spring on the left-hand side right there is actually broken. It has those little levers down at the bottom that feed through, and there's a cylinder at the top. And you got cables. There's 2 cables running to each side. And I always thought this thing was kind of like a bungee system where it actually stretched the bungee that went to the chair, but that's not the case. The cables are solid. They do not stretch. And I'm sure they stretch some, but not like a bungee. But it uses those pulley system down at the bottom to create, you know, every time you add a pulley to a cable, it doubles the strength. And you see all the pulleys at the bottom where I showed you. It uses that system to stretch those springs and to put all that tension on those cables. And when they release it, those springs pull down, and that's what zips them into the air. And you can see there's a spring inside of that spring, so there's double springs, I would assume, on all of them that make it have all that pressure or all that tension to be able to catapult that chair into the air with 2 people in it. I mean, that's probably 600, 700, 800 pounds with 2 average-sized people in there. And it just stretches and pulls that thing down, and then it lowers back down and pulls the chair back down into place. Pretty incredible. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to do in Gatlinburg. It's not every day that you see the Titanic hitting an iceberg and cars driving all around it, but you just saw it right then. If you ever get a chance to go to Gatlinburg, definitely go. It's a lot of fun. Go to Ober Gatlinburg and tighten up and go see the Titanic.